Welcome to this Blender 2.66 video tutorial. You don't have to use 2.66 for this tutorial, but what we're going to do is model a foot, and we're going to model the foot so that where it goes up just past the ankle we will be able to add it to our base mesh. If you haven't seen the modeling a base mesh tutorial that I did, you may want to take a look at that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. First I want to show you a couple examples that I've done. This version here has the toenails and everything, and no ankles modeled into it because this is part of a base mesh that if you've saw my tutorial on modeling base mesh, this can be used with that, because up here at the top, where just above the ankle here, it has 8 vertices, and so it can be connected right up on the base mesh. Let's show you one more. This one does not have the toenails modeled into it. But anyway, let's go ahead and start with a new file. Might also say this theme that I'm using I got from BlendSwap. It is I think is the Maya 2013. I went in and adjusted a few colors on the theme. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave me some comments about whether or not you can see everything very well with since I'm recording this, I want to make sure everybody can see the points and faces and everything really well. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to leave the cube in there. I'm going to tap my N key to bring up my panel here where we can add a background image. So I'm going to put a check in the checkbox there for background image, and then I'm going to click add image, and we're going to use the top view, and then I'm going to scroll over to where I have my reference image, and this is a reference image that I created, and where is it right here, and this will be the only image that I'm going to use in this tutorial, because I just want it to use the reference image just enough to kind of help me get the proportions right. The rest of it's going to kind of be eyeballed and everything. So anyway, I set that to the top view, so let's go to the top view and switch to orthographic. So there's our cube, and the first thing I want to do is jump over into edit mode, and I'm going to use my loop cut across here, and a loop cut across the other way. Go ahead and show you where I made those loop cuts. Just loop cut it this way and this way. Go back to the top view, and let's just select the whole object here and just scale it up. Just grab it and kind of move it towards the heel of the foot here. And let's go to verts, and I'm going to turn on limit selection here so we can grab these verts here, and we'll just pull them out. We're just going to kind of start rounding this out just a bit. Maybe we may need to pull these in just a bit. Actually, we should probably go to tap the Z key and go to wireframe so we can kind of see through there. That's good enough. We'll just leave it like that for now. Switch back to pardon me, orthographic view, or perspective views, pardon me. Back to solid. Turn off our limit selection and kind of take a look at that. And that will work. Okay, let's go ahead and go to edges. Pull these two in a bit, because let's make another loop cut. Kind of here in the center is just fine for now. Face selection. Let's grab these three faces here. Go back to our top view. Orthographic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my E key for extrude, and I'm going to immediately click out of that. E for extrude, I'm just going to click out of that, and then I'm going to grab my translate handle on the Y. Okay. And we'll take a look at that. We need to straighten that out. I want those three faces that we just extruded to be flat. So we have a couple options here. We can go scale S, Y, and 0 to flatten that out in the Y direction, or we can just grab our scale handle here on the Y and click and drag it to the middle of the widget there, and that will flatten that out. Okay, let's switch back to our top view here, and orthographic. Okay, let's see, before we do that, let's grab our edges. Let's bring this edge out. So it's now these are our three middle toes. We still will have to add in our big toe and our little toe, but what we want to do is get these sizes right. So what I'm saying is this toe needs to be bigger than this one and then this one. So we'll just grab an edge here. We'll bring that over a little bit. That's still pretty big. And we'll grab this over. Pull it over a little bit. Okay, that's probably good enough there. Go back to the top view. Pardon me. I try not to cough when I'm recording. So we'll just move that over. We'll spread it out. Of course, where we've got everything right now may not be the final place where it's going to be. Still a lot of tweaking to do. Just go ahead and bring that down a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and extrude again. And we'll just bring that down here. Maybe bring it back up a little bit. Scale it out just a bit. Okay, let's I think I have limit selection on, so let's grab this and bring it over. And we're not going to try to match our reference perfectly, but I do want to get it somewhat close. Switch to wireframe view here. Just kind of start tweaking these a little bit. Actually, let's straighten this loop out. Like I say, we may go in there and change quite a bit of stuff. Go back to solid, kind of see what we've got here. Okay, that'll be good enough. Okay, so I'm going to select this face here. I'm going to switch back to top view. Oh, I can see what I did wrong. Okay. Let's go back to vert mode and let's make sure that go back to wireframe. Grab these here and we're going to scale them in because we've got to have room to get our other toes in there. Okay, probably about there, so that this face here is where our big toe's going to come out, and then this face here is going to be where our little pinky toe's going to come out. So now we can go ahead and switch to face selection and grab that face. And I'm going to hit my E key to extrude, and if I extrude it out, it's just going to go extrude in the normal direction. So Control Z that. I'm going to hit E to extrude, then I'm just going to click out of it. Oop. And then I'll just drag it out there so it drags in the X direction. Okay. Now we'll just let's go back to edges and grab this edge here. Top view. We'll just grab that and we'll bring that on down to kind of match our reference. And now let's get that little toe in there. Back to top view. E to extrude, click out of it, and then drag it out. And then we can switch to wireframe and vertices. We'll just grab those vertices there and we'll just drag those there. Okay. Let's see here. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. So let's go back to edges. The big toe should be the biggest, so we'll need to adjust these a bit, these edges here, so because the toes get smaller and smaller. And I think that looks right. We may have to adjust them as we go along. Okay, let's grab these edges here and just bring them down a bit. Of course, all of everything I'm doing here can be tweaked and changed as we go along. Now you may want to use some other reference images to do this, such as the one that maybe gets the top outline of the foot or the silhouette of the foot and how it's formed. With the foot, kind of makes an arch like this. So let's go ahead and work on that a little bit. We'll just grab this edge and pull it up a bit. And these here, we'll need to bring down these back edges. Oh, let's see here. Grab these and bring them down. Okay, that'll work. Of course, for me, I always am continuously tweaking verts and stuff around just to make sure that the shape of my foot is right. Okay, now we're starting to get our form for the top part of the foot. Okay, let's add another loop cut right through here, all the way around. So now we can kind of start grabbing a few edges here and just pull them out, kind of starting to round off our foot. We don't want to do everything, round off everything. You know, we can always go back in and do that as we're working. Just begin to just form it out just a bit. Okay, doing pretty good here. And now let's grab our knife tool. Well, we could do this a couple of ways. Let's grab these edges along each toe here and then just subdivide, so we put a cut right down the middle. I just use the subdivide on the mesh tools. That is also available through the W key, which brings up the special menus, and then you'll find subdivide there. Or we can tap K on the keyboard and hold the control so our cut snaps to the center of that edge. And then when you're done making the cut, just hit enter on your keyboard to finalize that. We're going to hit K again and just draw an edge there, and then instead of hitting enter to finalize that, I can hit E on my keyboard to start another cut. So that's what I'm going to do, and then hit enter when I've completed those cuts. So we've got these faces for the big toe, and then we've got these four faces, the next one, and that's 3, 4, and 5. So that's all 5 toes. So let's just go ahead and select these faces to start creating our big toe. We do have some N-gons here. I forgot to mention that after we made these cuts. We'll go back in and add some more edges and fix those later on. Okay, let's extrude this big toe out just a bit, and then we'll just pull it up slightly in the Z direction. If you're coming from another software, be aware that most other softwares, the up and down direction usually is the Y, but in Blender it's the Z direction. Okay, let's switch to verts, and I'm going to grab these top 3 verts here, and I'm just going to scale in the Z direction to kind of flatten that out a little bit. And let's grab these and flatten those just a bit. I'm going to grab all 4 corners here, and I'm going to scale them in the X and then scale them down just to kind of start rounding off that big toe. And remember, as you're working you can go in there and begin to round off all your shapes, all your foot. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to wait to. You don't have to do it at the beginning, and you don't have to wait to do it at the end. Just as you're working, work your way around, and so you can kind of start rounding out the foot. Okay, let's go ahead and grab those, and let's extrude those faces out again, and we'll just bring it down. Of course, the placement of all these extrusions, how far they are and everything, are subject to change. We will go back to our reference here in a little bit and kind of tweak this toe a little bit. Okay, we've pulled that down. Now let's extrude one more time. Okay, and let's go to edge selection, and let's grab these two edges here and just pull them. Wow, missed that. Pull them up just a bit, and then we'll grab these two bottom edges here and just pull them back and up. As you can see, that's starting to look like a toe. You may want to take your time, more time than I am, and shape that out better, but I'm just kind of wanting to make sure I don't run this video real long. It is going to be long as it is, but hopefully it won't be too long, and hopefully you learned something. I pulled those up to kind of begin to shape these faces right here, because that's where our toenail is going to be. So let's go to vertice mode, and let's just what we want to do is slide this vertice along this edge here. Now the Shift V is still available, but now you can, if you have a single vertice selected, since the release of Blender 2.6, I can just tap my G key twice, and that automatically puts that vertex into slide mode, which is really neat. Okay, let's go ahead and start to model in our toenail here. So I'm going to grab those faces there, and I'm going to hit I on my keyboard to inset, and I'm going to inset those faces just a bit. You will notice that those faces on this inset, the outside edges are selected. Now when you use the inset, underneath the tools panel down here, you have a little pop-up panel for the inset settings, and I can go in here and adjust the thickness and the depth. The thickness is the amount of inset you have, and the depth will either move it up or down. And then you have another little checkbox here for select outer, and I'm just gonna uncheck that select outer box, and you'll notice that now we have those interior faces selected there. So I'm going to bring the depth down just a little bit, so that moves that those selections down on the depth. Okay, so now I'm going to rotate that just a bit. Let's bring this back over a little bit and kind of get it out of our way. May have brought that down too much. Bring it back up just a little bit. And then I'm going to hit my E key to extrude that up just slightly, and then bring it forward. And there's our toenail. Now remember that this is part of the base mesh, so we're not going to add in a whole bunch of detail. We could add another loop cut around here and kind of round that toenail area out, and we could grab these edges and bring them forward, and then do some other tweaks on that toe a little bit. But for this tutorial, we're gonna leave it like that for now. Okay, let's go ahead and switch back to our top view and take a look at our reference. Okay, it looks like we need to grab, let's go to wireframe and see where we're at on our reference here. So we probably need to grab all these, pull them over, and I think we'll probably want to grab these, pull them forward so we can start getting our toe into place. And grab these. There, and they're kind of, you'll notice these verts starting to line up with our toes just a little bit. So let's just tweak this just ever so slightly. And let's maybe grab these and bring them back a bit. Bring them over. Remember, we're not trying to get this perfect, but we do want it to use this reference image to get our foot semi-proportioned correctly. Okay, let's back into the perspective and solid view and start working on our next toe here. Looks like what we need to do is grab these and pull them over so we kind of center that up. Let's grab these faces and we will pretty much build this next toe using the similar method we did on the big toe. So let's just extrude that out just a little bit there, and then let's you can use edges or verts and begin to flatten this out a bit so we can get ready to start rounding it out. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and scale this down a bit. I just use the S key with those faces selected to begin to scale that down. And let's grab these four corners here just like we did on the big toe and scale them in and then down a bit, just kind of start rounding out the shape of that toe. Grab these faces, extrude out, and then we'll just pull it up a bit. Pull it down, and then extrude again. And maybe you want to hit smooth vertex maybe once on there. And I think these front faces probably need to be pulled forward just a bit. Okay. And so now let's go back to edges and we'll grab these two edges and pull them up a bit. Grab these edges and pull them up a bit. Maybe grab these and pull them out. And I think maybe those, maybe pull them down just a bit, maybe. Yeah, I think that'll work. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab those faces. I think they need to be scaled in a little bit, and probably these edges need to be pulled out. So kind of to remember to kind of begin to round off our this area for a toenail. And vertex slide again, GG, to activate the vertex slide, kind of round out that toenail area. Faces, select, inset on the keyboard, and anytime you use one of these tools in one modeling session, if you use it again, those settings are going to be the same settings. So you'll notice last time we had to uncheck the select outer box, and this time when we activated the inset, it was already unchecked. So let's use the thickness and kind of make that a little bigger. Maybe I'm going to bring it up just slightly, and then E to extrude. Pull it out just a bit. I think we need to grab these faces and pull them forward because the edge of that toenail is just too close. There we go. You can tweak that at your own discretion, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. Pull this up a bit. And now you can see what we've got here. So let's kind of take a look at our reference, kind of see where we're at. Yeah, we need to grab those faces and pull them over. So I grabbed a couple too many. Maybe just pull it down. We don't want to pull it over too much. This is where I don't think we're gonna go exactly by the reference here, because that just looks funky. Okay, go back to perspective view. Okay, now instead of modeling out the rest of these toes, which we could do, we're just gonna grab this toe and copy it and then paste it over, and then we'll scale it. I'll show you. Okay, we need to grab this vert on our next toe neck that we're going to model. The vertex there in the center, and then I'm going to tap my X key and delete vert, and that opens a hole for us there. And let's see here. Well, let's just swap. Go back to turn on limit selection, and let's just go to face selection. And let's just grab these faces here. Grab that one. Okay. And we'll just Shift D to copy. And as you start moving it over, you can start moving it in the X direction, then hit your middle mouse key, and that'll constrain that movement to the X direction. Oh, we missed a face there, didn't we? So I'll tell you what, let's just grab this vert, the four corner verts there where we have that hole, and just tap F on the keyboard, and that fills that hole in, creates that face. Okay, let's grab these back edges here, because you can see that certainly doesn't line up, and let's just click smooth vertex there. And let's grab this back vertex there, and what we want to do is Shift S, and that brings up our cursor snapping, and cursor to selected, and brings our cursor there. And then we'll go down here and we'll turn our pivot point on to 3D cursor, and then I'm going to hit Control, and I'm going to use the plus key on my numbers pad, and that grows that selection. Now let's just pull that back a little bit, and then we can just scale it just slightly, and then maybe scale it back in the Y direction to shorten that toe. And that'll work. You want that slightly smaller. And then we can change our pivot point back to medium point. And then what I want to do is down here and our snap settings, we're going to change this from increment to vertex, and I'm going to grab, let's turn off our manipulator there. And if you're using the pie menus, you can control space to bring up your manipulator options, and then we'll just turn that off. And I'm going to tap G on the G key, and I'm going to hold my control key, and I'm going to snap that vertex to that one. G, G, and snap. G, move it around, control to snap it to that vertex. Snapping takes a little practice, so if you're following along, don't be discouraged if you're doing that and you can't get it right the first time. It's just fine. Just do it and keep practicing. Okay, we need to grab this vertex and snap it there. We could have turned on our X-ray view to see that better, but okay, that looks right. That looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to tap my A on my keyboard to select all those vertices, because the vertices we just snapped together are sitting on top of each other, and we need those welded together. So since they share the same 3D space, we can go over here to our mesh tools and remove doubles. And you'll notice our little window here says removed 8 vertices, and those 8 vertices that were removed were the ones that were overlapping. And so now that toe is welded onto the rest of the foot. You can also access remove doubles using the W key, which brings up your special menu, remove doubles right there. And also, if I hit the space bar, and if you have the dynamic space bar menu activated in your add-on panel, you also can access your specials menu there. Plus you can access just everything right there. So actually we really don't even need this tool panel over here open, because we can access everything through the dynamic space bar. Let's see, let's go back to top and let's get ready to copy this next toe here. And grab these faces, grabbed a little too many there. And just shift select those additional faces so we get them all right there. So I'm going to go and do this the next 2 toes a little faster. Just to speed things up here. Just following the same process that we used earlier. Exactly the same. Gonna have to switch over to wireframe to see that. A and move doubles. Okay, all our toes are connected, and we could go in and tweak them some more, but I think I want to we'll adjust them later. Okay, that's the big toe. Alright, now let's go in here and just start pushing and pulling some vertices. Let's kind of take a look at where we're at with a reference. And I know our toes are not all lined up perfect, but I'm not going to worry about that. We got a pretty good general overall shape of our foot, so that won't work. So now what we need to do is go in here and start fixing our N-gons. So let's see, I'm going to grab those vertices there, and I want to slide those up. So I'm going to GG on the keyboard, which enables a slide. And then let's use our knife tool and go through here and just connect that up there. Okay. Let's go back to top and see where we're at. Let's tweak these just a bit. It's probably gonna mess up our appearance of our toes, maybe, I don't know. But it's no big deal as long as we make our foot proportioned fairly correctly, because this is going to base mesh, and then that base mesh will be used to sculpt on. Okay, let's go back here and we have a lot more tweaking to do. So let's grab these edges, GG on the keyboard, slime that up. Okay, and let's make cut here. And we'll just leave that one like that for now. And then let's cut this. Bring this, tell you what, let's not go, yeah, let's do go that far. Okay, we'll just bring this up through here and down. Bring that around. Okay, let's set all quads down there, and then let's fix these. Okay, that makes that quad. Makes this a quad. Towards the end of the video, what we will do is we will go in our sculpt tool and start just quickly pulling around a lot of these vertices and everything, and reshaping this foot somewhat. Okay, I tell you what, let's bring this up here and back down. Of course, you may want to redirect some of these yourself. That's something, redirecting and making everything all quads is not easy, or at least it's not for me. It's something I've really been focusing on learning lately. Okay, getting a little better here. Okay, we've got to fix these on bottom also. Now this one on bottom, instead of adding an edge loop around there like I did for this one, because we're going to need some more to get a little better shape, we're going to need that edge right there. But on the bottom of the foot, where I just created those two triangles right there, for that we're just going to go to faces, and I'm going to select these two faces, and then I'm going to tap F on my keyboard. And what that does, that gets rid of that edge, and now we have a quad there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices with the face in the middle, so that's a quad. Even though it's a diamond shape, it's still a quad. Okay. Let's see here. I think what I'm going to do now is we want some more geometry across the front of the foot here. So I'm just going to use my knife Just go all the way across there, connecting those, and that creates a triangle right there and a triangle right there, but we'll go and we'll fix that. So let's do that on bottom now also. Just grab my knife tool, which is K on the keyboard. I'm going to just go across here. Okay. Now that we have this edge running across here, we really, this edge here we don't need. So what I'm going to do is go to just vert selection, and let's grab these vertices. I'm going to hit X on my keyboard and we'll just dissolve. Oh no, we don't want to dissolve those, do we? Can we do it one at a time? Nope. So that's not going to work. So we'll just let's grab this one, and then we'll use under the remove, under mesh tools, we can use merge, and you'll notice that this last vertice I selected is in white. The other one is in yellow because of the theme I have set up, but this white represents the last vertice selected. So we can merge at last, and then we'll do the same here, and we'll just merge those, and that fixes that. Ooh, what did I do here? Oh no, that's still that is a quad right there, so that'll work. Okay, let's do the same thing over by the big toe. Get rid of these triangles here. We'll just start merging those. You can access merge also through your specials menu using the W key, and also if you have the dynamic spacebar active, you can access it through here, which is under specials and merge. Let's see here. Oops. Merge at last. Okay. That, I think, gives us all quads. So in order to check that, I have an add-on installed, and I just hit my shift and space bar, or I can use control and the up arrow to bring up my outliner, and then under object data I have a add-on called Meshlint, and for me this particular add-on is just, wow, unbelievable. It's, to me, it is a must-have add-on, and it will check your mesh for tris, n-gons, non-unifold elements, poles, and it has some settings here to check boxes here to allow you to set what you wanted to check for. But anyway, I'm just going to select lint, and then this has a little star system here, and if it has the star is highlighted, then it says it has no tris, no n-gons, no manifold edges, and no interior faces. So checking for interior faces, those things can be hard to find sometimes. So Meshlint is an awesome absolute must-have tool, at least for me. And you can go to the Scripts Wiki, the Blender Scripts Wiki, and download that there. I will go ahead and grab the link and I'll put it in the description of this video. Okay, so we have all quads. So now let's just start going in and adjusting everything and kind of making this foot look a little bit better. So I'm gonna not narrate as much and begin to just work on adjusting and making this foot look a little bit better. So what I'm doing here is I want to grab this edge and then I'm just gonna use relax on it a little bit. No, I don't like that. I do want to slide that down just a bit. Kinda grab this one too. Kinda start evening out faces a little bit. Probably not necessary since this is just going to go on a base mesh, but going to do it anyway, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, now let's go over into sculpt mode. I'm just going to use my grab brush to start. I'll tell you what, let's I like this 2.66, and I'm just going to turn on matcap so I can kind of see what's going on a little bit better here. Just using the grab tool, kind of pull some vertices around and begin to shape our foot a little bit better. And I can use the draw brush, and I just want to set the size down just a bit, and I'm just gonna lightly click on the bottom of the foot here, so I can start kind of pulling that out a little bit, just to begin to give some depth here. Bring the bottom of that foot out. Okay. Now the edge of this foot is kind of sharp, so I'm just gonna hold my shift key and I'm just gonna start lightly just working my way around the bottom edge of this foot to kind of start rounding that out a little bit. Use my draw tool to kind of tweak and pull those out just a bit. And according to our references, this is kind of right, but I still think the foot from the ankle down looks a little bit long. So you can go in and tweak that and fix that if you want, but I'm just going to kind of leave it that way. So you may want to have some other reference images and opened up and taking a look at them as you're working to kind of do a little better job than I'm doing here, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea how I started modeling feet for my base meshes, pardon me. So I'm thinking just kind of take a look around here. Let's go ahead and turn off matte caps. Go back to edit mode, and I think that's going to do it for this tutorial. We have all quads, and you got a decent foot for your base mesh, and like I say, there's a lot more details that could be added, and a lot more tweaking that could be done on this. But I don't know how long I've been running on here, but I do hope you learned something about Blender, and maybe about the geometry of a foot for a base mesh. And see, example down here, these quads are too close together, so I would probably kind of even those out a little bit more. But anyway, that's going to be it for this foot modeling tutorial, and hope to have another video up pretty soon. I have some stuff that I am currently working on. I don't know how long it'll be, but please like this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and have a great day, and we'll see you later.